What's up, everyone? It's Mr.StealUrGurl coming at you with another Supreme Commander 2 cast. I know I say that in pretty much every intro, but you need to get over it and watch this video. It is Fields of Isis, another favorite map from the SupCom 2 and FA community. And by the way, guys, I need replays, so feel free to send them my way. I would love to review them and cast you. I'm not just looking for pros, I'm also looking for community casts. So feel free to send them in, good or bad. It has to be assassination, and the speed has to be normal. And no units can be excluded, so it has to be pro tourney, pretty much tournament rules. So feel free to send them, and I'm also open to casting any FAF replays, so feel free to send them to me at StealSpeaks@gmail.com. Thank you to Alphahex, who always sends me replays. He hasn't for a while, because I believe he has been busy. But I don't know who sent this one in. I can't tell you, but I do know. I was just messing around, but I do know. So anyhow, let's introduce the players. Right here on my left hand, our left hand, it will be Team 1, and on our right hand, Team 2. Team 2 is scouting. Good old Purple Rain flying overhead, checking out. Let's see what it is. It is Alphahex. He is spawning in as the Orange Cyber Commander, dropping down 3 research stations as he is getting scouted. His teammate is doing the same build. That is crazy, and it is Tanks, an old school pro, spawning in as a Yellow Cybran commander, and he's getting scouted. There is nothing Team 1 could do, as Team 2 is going to have free game on their engineers, is bombing the heck out of them. And let's see, Team 2, we got the Purple Cybran spawning in. I like to call him James, but people make fun of me for that, so I'll call him James with emphasis on the N. He is dropping down 2 air factories. He is the only air player right now, bombing out that poor little engineer. That engineer is going to die within a couple of passes. And let's see it happen, folks. Let's see that engineer go down. And, oh, it's Alphahex trying to repair, but it's all in vain. And we got the only different player here. We got Fishbowl spawning in as the Red Aeon Commander, dropping down 2 land factories and 2 research stations. He is the Red Aeon Commander. Fishbowl is to the south. He is trying to move his commander on up. He has researched the Harvogs, which will complement the air units very nicely if Team 1 decides to go air. Let's speed this bad boy up. Wow, that poor Team 1 has really nothing to combat this. Team 1 it's pretty much should just say GG, because they have no units on the ground. Oh, there is an anti-air turret there to stop this. There's not enough air units to destroy that. Actually, if one more pass happened there, that would have worked out. That is, maybe if you, yeah, definitely want to take out some units there. Nice little pickup there, taking out that radar, and it'd be a really good idea to take out that engineer. And there it goes. Now, Team 2's air, James really would be smart to get out of there, just as he is doing. And a gantry going down there for Alphahex, and a gantry going down there for Fishbowl. Fishbowl is dropping down an experimental gantry for, that is going to be something really, really interesting when we get to the experimental phase, when they start building. And a Hurt You Now, that is, I think it's a play on words there from Hurt You Now, that is, or a sea urchin as I like to call them, just being built. I think it builds a little bit faster than it will build a little faster than the megalith. There's definitely a mega in there. I'm going to slow it back down because lots has happened. Team 1 is trying to get in the air game. Tanks is really, really working hard on getting air units. Of course, he's doing the commander trick, going back and forth. That is definitely what pros do. He is rebuilding his mass. He's trying to get back in the game. There was far mass deposits there are untouched because they just don't have air superiority. This mass extractor right here really needs to get done. And wow, my goodness, Team 2 has denied 1, 2, 3, 4 mass extractors for Team 1. And Team 1 is finally getting the scout out, seeing all that they could see. That was not enough air units to take that out in one pass. So Team 1 knows that an Urchu now is on the way. Now, well, playing against the Aeon, you could see everything that's inside of that gantry. You could see every little unit that is being built. Now, I don't see why Team 1 isn't building a couple of bots to support or some sort of AA or something. Finally, Team 1, Tanks gets himself that mass extractor. Now, there's an urchin. Now, those sea urchins, I love the way that distortion happens there from the thrusters, that hover technology. Those are a really nice looking unit. Unfortunately, it's not all that good compared to the Megalith or the Fat Boy. So, really great against smaller units. And a air battle going on. Team 1 is definitely outnumbered and outclassed, having a very bad time against Team 2's James Air Force. He has got so many air factories, and he's making a big mistake with that commander. Just sitting there, not going back and forth. That's what he really should be doing with that ACU. That would really help the air production in a very big way. Now, Team 1 only had Universal Colossus was researched. Now that's a lot of research points to commit to. The Universal Colossus, is that what's being built? Oh my goodness, that is a lot of mass and energy to be committing to. That it could easily be GG, because that Universal Colossus should be able to take out these 2 megaliths no problem, especially with the support of 3 Urchinows. And what's being built here? Hopefully, some AAs being built. It would be better to just build a bunch of tanks. Now, see, this engineer is wasting its time. It really should manually be reclaiming this mass here, or being back at home base, helping build these factories, or help these factories build. Now, that would be a really helpful thing. Or at least go there to help this gantry out. It's not going to be a significant amount of help, but it would help. Now, I like how that engineer is helping that factory. That is definitely how pros play, everyone. Now, there's a bunch of AA units here. I think that's mobile AA. That's not a bad idea to have. Now, Jums goes out and this overkills that mass extractor. That is why these mass points have not been filled up, been capped this entire time. And that poor engineer, another engineer down for tanks. That is so unfortunate for him. Now, this is a smart move for tanks and Alphahex. Getting underneath a bomb bouncer, that is the best thing to do. That effectively shuts down any snipes. Now, if they could afford a bomb bouncer up here and down here, they would be able to easily have these mass extractors capped. Now, as cicadas come out, now that Universal Colossus is going to be way less effective against that cicada. That cicada is going to be the bane of Team 2's existence. Now, Alphahex really should have this engineer doing something, but I think that engineer is on standby to help that factory out. But it would be way, way more effective to be over here helping out these gantries. Alphahex and tanks should really separate the helping other building. It's much more effective having one on the different ones, because the build doesn't stack like in Forged Alliance, but they have an exponential decrease in effectiveness. Excuse me, I was about to cough there, guys. That mass extractor did not last long at all, and that Universal Colossus had damage put on it for free. Now the Universal Colossus might do a good job, be wise to back up. It is attacking a bomb bouncer, just doing some damage. It'd be really smart if they went to the left and an entire, oh my goodness, an entire bombing run. Tanks, air units have shields, and so do Jim's. Oh my goodness, that Universal Colossus went down, and unfortunately for Jim's, I think he flew over a bomb bouncer, losing a significant portion of his air units, and in fact he flew over a cicada that does help conceal air units. Now Team 1 has grasped air control from Team 2, and now that is pretty much going to be game, I think, because Team 1 is going to not really just be able to cut right through uncontested, especially the cicada in this. No, there's no cicada, but that bomb bouncer should really be able to support these megaliths against that single Universal Colossus. Now, these bombers have free range pretty much because these AA units do not do enough damage to the shields. Now, this is the right target to hit. This one pass should do it. Boom! Down goes the gantry with the Universal Colossus in there, which is a very painful loss there. And another air factory going down. Fishbowl is hiding underneath stacked shields. There's no way. Boom! Down goes Fishbowl. I guess his bowl got pushed over by the cat or something, and he exploded. And James did the same thing. Both control K'd. I guess this match was over, and Team 2 definitely knew it was over. But they played very well against some veteran players, excellent players. Alphahex and Tanks are definite pros in this game for sure. So James and Fishbowl, for you to last that long, you guys are great players yourselves. But to I'm stumbling over my words here, to find the proper things to say here. Now, they were winning early on. Fishbowl and James were definitely going to win because they had air control, they had ground control. If they just kept pumping out bots, they could have maybe forced Tanks and Alphahex to play a bit more defensively and maybe been able to prevent that gantry from going down. But then again, that would have forced Alphahex into nanogun, and that would have played out very differently. But very good and interesting game. You don't see Universal Colossus or even major experimentals very much in this game. You usually see a minor spam or a spam of smaller tiered units. But anyhow, excellent game. Very well played, James, and very well played there, Fishbowl. You guys did awesome. And very well played by Tanks and Alphahex. That was a very enjoyable game. And by the way, thank you for sending this video in, Alphahex. I think you sent it in January, and it took me this long to get to it. Anyhow, again, thank you. Thank you for your constant support of this channel, and thank anyone else who has liked any of my channels. Subscribe to this channel. Like my videos, not like this channel, but like this channel anyway, right? But and shared my videos, so you've been a big help, and I greatly appreciate it. And feel free to send me your replays because I need them very bad. If you want to keep this channel going, that is a very big way to help StealSpeaks. So anyhow, everyone, like this video, subscribe to my channel, and share with your friends, family, and foes because they need something interesting to watch as well. And as always, everyone, GG.